I'm fantastic. I'm fabulous. I'm blessed. I'm honored to be sitting here. My soul sings when I'm doing this. I'm Karen Morrow Folsom Nutter. I'm 85 years old, almost 86, which is amazing. And I'm feeling really privileged that you all care enough to know more about me and my past. So it feels really special. I did not feel like a creative person when I was younger. I didn't feel creative until I really was much older. Learning to quilt was 1976. I started a quilt with him, found out about crazy quilting is what I need to say, and decided to make one that fit our king-size bed. And it took me 4 years, but that was the most challenging and the most rewarding, because when I was done, I had accomplished this huge king-size bedspread that fit over our bed. I learned a number of things. I learned that I focus better when I'm doing something with my hands. So that was a great gift to doing this. I've felt creative since then. I guess it started because I collected yarn to knit, and I couldn't make it make sense. So I realized that I didn't understand how to make it work. I was in my early 40s when I lived in Costa Mesa. I went to the local junior college. They had a color theory class that I wanted to take, and the prerequisite was you had to take a design class. And in that design class, the teacher put all our work across the chalkboard, and we would all look at it, and he'd say, like, there are 3 people's work up there that is worthwhile. I began to be one of those people, and I was in awe. It was such a surprise to me. His philosophy was, if you say you're wrong or you say I can't do it, did you do something? And then your answer is yes. And his response is, then you're not wrong. And that became a whole different message for me about being creative, is whatever I did, whatever I do, it's not wrong. That was wonderful. He was great. And then my color theory class teacher was awesome. She was so into color and so into what made color work. I thrived in that class. It was incredible. I learned things that I didn't know existed. From color theory, I realized I didn't know how to draw, so they had a drawing class. So I took the drawing class and I aced it. And that really kicked me into being creative. I really don't give a flying bleep about what happens. I've learned to trust the intuitiveness of it. I've learned to trust that it'll talk to me, which is really thrilling when it starts telling me what it wants. And I've heard people say that before, and I think, what on earth are they talking about? I now know what they're talking about because I experience it. And that's part of what's different for me, is I don't worry about it. I just do whatever I think of doing. Just doing it is courageous for me. Walking into my studio and saying, okay, here we are. I trust that if I don't have something to do right now, that's okay, because tomorrow I will, or an hour from now I will. And I've learned to trust that so much. And that's a huge evolution for me. And it's always been there. I just wasn't conscious of it. Art has helped me through the hard times. When Jerry was sick, and I can look back now and realize it was 6 years, I knew I couldn't afford to worry. I absolutely could not. I had to have a brain that was clear of worry. Absolutely, that was the mega decision for me. And it wasn't diagnosed for, what, a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So we didn't know what we were dealing with. We didn't know how long it was. So I decided to do quilting. But that's what kept my mind from going into worry. I was really conscious about that. And I just kept making, so I made quilts. I made 96 quilts in six and a half years. And then I started giving them away to people, anybody who helped me, anybody who helped us. get through this time, I gave them a quote to say thank you. But my favorite part of giving them away was, it's a pride for me. We choose somebody in the community who was doing a really great job of contributing to the community, but didn't get much praise for it. And those people are easy to find. And we go to that person and we hand it to them and we say, this is our appreciation day and we're appreciating you for what you do. And then we'd leave. I get stories back about quilts that I gave away when I first started quilting, and they're still patched together and using them. That's fun to me. Sweaters I've made for people, it's nice to think about that they were kept warm by that. There are things I made for my granddaughters that they've outgrown, and I have no idea what they'll do with them. The little books that I give away to people, I love that some of those people have carried them with them all the time, in their wallet or in their pocket or beside their bed. So they read it before they go to bed or they read it when they wake up. Those are the things that people have told me. Yeah, that's how I want to be remembered, just that, knowing that it's out there and that they're still using it, whatever it is. It was important to me to instill creativity in my children and my grandchildren because I didn't have regard for it when I was growing up. For me, my legacy is, I had three things I wanted. I wanted them to know they were unconditionally loved. I wanted them to know they were great problem solvers. And I wanted them to know that they could speak up. I feel so enriched and valued by the kinds of results of those messages to my granddaughters in particular, and how they've each individually expressed them, that it rewarded me for making those decisions when they were born. And it's a great piece of pride for me that that you reflect and honor that part of each of yourselves so well. And it makes me feel so valued and so loved by each of you that it worked and it's there. That's where I am. And life is fantastic. It really is. It's just, my life is. I have supportive family, I have supportive friends, I have supportive granddaughters. And I couldn't do this without them, without all of you. I really couldn't. I know that. I am Karen, and I am an artist.